Yeah, there was a couple of different occasions there, Kira, where Brian Kohberger would come into the courtroom and he would immediately sort of address his mother and his sister Amanda, who were sitting right in the front. And that was often a greeting with a smile. The second time after break, he came back in, tried to address his mother again, sort of mouthed some kind of greeting. But then at the end, when it was all over, when he had been sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences, he was, sort of being scrambled around to get out of the courtroom, addressing his lawyers, and it was as if he was trying to, communicate with his mother in that moment. There was this other striking difference that stood out to me as well, Kira, as they were going through the sentencing, as Bill Thompson was showing the photos of each of the victims, people started crying. The people in the courtroom were sobbing. And I noticed that Brian Kohberger's sister, Amanda, started to sink lower and lower in her chair. And when I looked over, I saw Kaylee Goncalves' sister, Olivia, who gave a fiery rebuke of Brian Kohberger. As Brian Kohberger's sister sank lower, Olivia sat straighter. Her spine was straight. It was like she was growing in strength and confidence throughout that moment. It was startling. It was shocking. The Goncalves family here is coming out. And do you guys want to come on? I'm on live TV right now. Do you want to come talk?
Sure.
It's been a busy day. We've really come to know each other over these last years. I'm live on. Okay. Do you want to join?
Sure.
Thank you for being here with me. We've talked a little bit about how you guys are learning a lot of information that you didn't know. Mm-hmm. I was a bit surprised by that, given how much you have invested in finding out the truth. You've had private investigators working with you. You have been diligent, as your kids have been diligent. Is there anything that you want us to know moving forward in terms of this recent meeting that you had that revealed some information to you?
Honestly, I think that I don't know if it's going to be helpful, but it just America needs to hear it, that the details are far more horrific than anybody ever imagined. Far more horrific.
And we know Kaylee was a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what the rumors about him treating female students differently, those were all confirmed.
And female cohort?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and he was under investigation. That's all true. He wasn't fired. They said his funding was pulled, which is almost equivalent to being fired because you can't remain in the program without the funding. But this guy was arrogant. He thought women were beneath him. So I thought it was fitting that Olivia just chopped him up in pieces.
She sure did.
Statements.
Yeah, to say that his defense team was women.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea that had he not approached them in their sleep, the Kaylee would have stood up.
Yep.
Yep. And she came up next, and I made eye contact with him, and he was enraged. He was just enraged. So, mission accomplished. We can move on now. We said what we needed to say, and hopefully, people understand where we came from, and we fade back onto back on the property, and things will get back to normal.
Moving on, though, you and I were just texting about how it's never really over.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's there's a sense that we can put behind us, and it's been a big piece that we haven't been able to put behind us for so long. So that big piece, him getting shipped off to prison. But, with that did come a new can of open worms with the new stuff that we learned from the investigators that is definitely going to take some time to process.
We'll be here when you want to talk about that, but take the time to process that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're on live TV.
Yeah, go ahead.
What they told you in the presser, I think it was great for us to have.
Yeah, we were just discussing here a little bit about what you learned from this meeting, and I brought up what Olivia said. She asked a number of very fiery questions directly to the defendant, to the convicted. And one of them was, what was the other weapon you used on my sister? And you said that it was much more horrific than we could imagine. But is there anything we know about that? And was Kaylee the only one to your knowledge?
Yes. Yeah, they
That
said
had a
that
different
the
weapon?
marks that she had was unique just to her. The other victims did not have that same striping marking pattern. So, yeah, they did confirm that. But they also
Stripy
confirmed,
marked pattern?
yeah, she had marks on her mouth. another thing that I found was interesting was she was stabbed over 30 times, but there was somebody who was stabbed more. We don't know who that is, but
34 times.
yeah. So,
Kaylee was stabbed 34 times?
Yes.
yeah.
And there was someone else who was stabbed more.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just
So-
said, was Kaylee like the most? Because it seemed so excessive. And they said, no. And that was all they said.
So that other family, they'll, if they want to share it, they can. If they want to keep it to their own, they can. We feel when people hear how atrocious this behavior is, it helps expose him, and the more that he can be exposed, the better it is for us. So
It's not easy to talk about these details of our daughter, and I could see why a lot of families want to keep those private. I want to keep them private, but then on the other hand, I'm like, no, people need to know, like the monstrosity of this, like literally, yeah.
The judge called him a coward who slithered into 1122 King Road.
yeah, that's very accurate too. Yeah.
It's accurate. I think that he could have found some better words, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys coming on to talk with me. Thank you very much. There's a lot of people that want to talk to you guys here. Thank you, Steve and Christy. I'll move back over here. And Kira, forgive me, I'm having some technical difficulties, so I'll put my IFB back in here. But yeah, so again, you just heard there, that's really new information, Kira, from Steve and Christy Goncalves, that their daughter, we now know, was stabbed 34 times that night, and that someone else was stabbed more. That gives you an idea of the brutality of this murder scene, Kira.